All right, we're here at CEA's Election Energy Summit event. How are regulations and tax reforms affecting energy here in Colorado?
Well, we had a problem a couple of years ago with a new regulatory regime coming into Colorado that created a lot of uncertainty at a time when gas prices were also starting to fall, natural gas prices. And that really drove a lot of business out of the state to other places where it was slightly easier to work. And it's settled down a little bit now, and our regulatory community is coming more in line with the call that they have to maximize production and protect the environment in Colorado, both. And that matters a lot, so we're starting to see a little bit more activity here. Of course, we're also a state where they're perfecting the horizontal drilling through the tighter shales for oil in particular, and that's driving a lot of investment by the industry in Colorado.
So the Eastern Plains is really experiencing a lot of boom, especially with the new Niobrara shale play. How are you working with your constituents as well as the oil and gas companies to continue energy independence here in the state and continue increasing domestic oil production?
Well, it's an ongoing educational process. You get up to Weld County where they've been doing this for decades now, and things are going really well up there. And we're actually seeing the fruits of this, of these efforts, because gasoline prices are lower in Colorado than they are almost anywhere else across the country. I saw some $2.86 gasoline the other day on my way up to Greeley, which is super. That's a great price, and that helps families a lot. Now, in the areas where it's new production, I have to spend a lot of time with my constituents telling them, yep, we understand this. We've been working around these exact same issues in other areas, and here are some of the adjustments that we've made to make sure that your interests are also taken care of, but that we also hit this opportunity or take this opportunity to produce while the price says get in and get this development made. Because I know from the past, if you don't develop when prices are high, you might miss out on it, and then you don't get to reap the rewards of that development when everybody else has stopped drilling.
What do you think going into this new election year, in addition to redrawing the borders, is going to be the biggest headache for you all in the legislature?
Well, again, it's the educating of the new constituencies that haven't had a lot of time with the industry, oil and gas drilling and things like that. So we're going to do that, and we're trying. Now you have that fringe elements on both sides saying that it's too dangerous, we can't do it, and the others saying that we don't need anybody watching out for this. And what you find here in Colorado is that the regulatory regime actually, I think, has found that sweet spot right in the middle, and we can go forward and do this in a responsible way.
How is Colorado working with people on the federal level to stay aligned and continue production?
Well, for the most part, we're telling the federal regulators to stay out of our business here in Colorado. We know what we are doing. You guys mind your own business. We'll take care of it here in Colorado. And then along those lines, we, of course, want to work with our delegation, or at least that part of our delegation that is amenable to the production of natural resources in Colorado.
So this is the first of its type event. What do you hope people will gain today by listening to some of these business leaders and community leaders?
I hope that they get excited about the economic opportunity that this brings and the very real prospect that North America will become completely energy independent from the rest of the world. BP and Citigroup have both suggested that that's entirely possible within the next decade and a half.
Do you think with the new the laws and regulations that are coming down on fracking, how do you think that will affect the state of Colorado?
I think we're okay. I think we have found that spot in the middle where we can make sure it's as safe as we possibly know how, and leave room to monitor and make sure that it's going the way we think that it will, and that we protect the environment and still produce this natural resource.
COGA and CEA and the Farm Bureau have all done a lot to get prepared for today. What do you think these organizations bring to the table?
Well, they bring a broad spectrum of people that are affected by this. We bring the industry experts from the COGA and CEA side, and then we bring the landowners' perspective from the Colorado Farm Bureau side. And we've had to work with both of these groups in the state legislature here in Colorado to, again, address all of the stakeholders' concerns, and that's why I'm confident that what we're doing here in Colorado works about as well as it can work anywhere.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us today. We appreciate you taking your time.
Emily, thank you.